good morning, good morning. It is Thursday. Man, it's Thursday morning, and for some reason it feels like Friday. I think it's the rain or the fact that this is like the last day of school for the kids. But tomorrow's Friday, and tomorrow's Good Friday. So thank you guys for joining. My name is Nick. Welcome to the show, the Nick Gartside podcast. Today we're going to be talking a little bit more about AI and what is going on in that world, specifically for businesses and those in the reputation management space. But before we get started, you need to see this. This is a chair. And this chair is for you. And you need to come over here and be on the show. I'm actually updating my calendar invite today, so we start moving our guests from coming in the afternoon to showing up in the morning. That way we have time to, do all the video editing and all the other things that need to be done. Because, when you create content, for those of you that know about creating content, it is a lot of work. Like what I'm doing right now, this is shooting the content, right? This is creating the content, right? This is actually the easy part. The scripting beforehand, the setup beforehand, the post editing, the now distribution to all the different locations, that takes a lot of work. And if you don't believe me, ask Lindsay, because she can very much verify that. But today we're going to talk about marketing. And, here at Kinetic Curve, we have three things. We have become known, be like, and build trust. And we use those three things to turn your reviews into revenue. I have a video that's out there. I'm over at a networking event, and I introduce myself, and I go through my pitch, and I say, "Hey Siri, find a realtor near me." And my Siri is right now doing it right now, right? So even on my computer, right? And thank you, Siri. And I then hold up the phone and I go, "If you're not on this device, you're not going to be found." I got a lot of business cards that day because most people don't even know that is the way of search now. That is the direction we are moving in. So let's get started. Step one, become known. The April heat spike is upon us. The Google Core update is now hitting local search hard. As of this morning, SEO volatility sensors have spiked to extreme, while the updates that was started late March are now shifting today's markets. Google has consolidated local searches with intent clusters. This means that local businesses are seeing their rankings fluctuate based on how well their Google business profile matches with actionable intent rather than proximity. Nick, what does that mean? Oh, let me tell you what that means. That means that if you have your Google business profile, but you're not publishing to it new content, and you're not responding to your reviews, and you're not collecting reviews. Actually, here, let's shift that order. If you're not creating and publishing content daily, if you're not collecting reviews and prompting those people you're getting reviews from with certain keywords, and then you're not responding to those reviews in a timely fashion, again with keywords and personal context, you are going to start losing your ranking. Proximity is no longer enough. If your profile doesn't signal that you intend to solve whatever service or whatever issue that your service or product solves, Google's clustering you out of the top results. And that is why you need an agency like us that is on the forefront of this to start solving this for you now, so you don't get ghosted by AI. Next, the Gen Optima report, the first AI citation rate benchmark released yesterday. Gen Optima Q1 2006 report introduces a new metric called AI citation rate. I like the fact that we're talking about this company right now. I'm going to go into why just here in a second. It reveals the structured content that is being cited by AI engines like Perplexity, Gemini, and how to rate 5 times higher than traditional long-form blogs. Even more shocking, Microsoft Copilot has a citation rate 9 times higher than Google's own AI mode. We're moving from rankings to citations. And if you aren't building citation-ready content structures, you're going to be invisible to currently 25% of searchers that have already migrated to the AI agents. That is only going to grow. We are still in the early adopter phase. Nick, when does the early adopter phase end? Right as soon as we break that 35%, that's when you start seeing that it really becomes mainstream, and that's it. If you're not doing this and you don't understand this, you're falling behind. Now, please hear me with this, right? This isn't just changing the way you format your blogs. This is where you're publishing your blogs. Because these AIs are going out there into the big news networks to verify that you are who you say you are. So now you don't just write your blog and put it on your website. Now you need to write your blog. You need to make sure you use this structure. And trust me, you're not in this world. You don't want to know this structure. That's why you have us. So we can create the structure for you, but you need to put it on your website. You got to put it on Reddit, Medium, Quora, and then you got to get it published using a PR campaign into high domain authority websites. That way the AI can verify who you are and go, yes, this is a trusted expert source. We're going to use their content and refer back to them. Now, after you've done this part, right? After you've done the become known, then you got to be liked. What the data is showing is that there's already growing AI fatigue. 50% of consumers would actually cancel their service if they discovered it was 100% AI driven with no human backup. However, 65% are happy to see AI in the routine task, like ordering or status updates. The like factor in 2026 is now defined by the transparency of the handoff between AI and humans. You ready? If you have an AI answering the phone, allow it to introduce itself as the office AI, the bank AI, the AI, the AC repair service AI, the plumbing service AI, the tutoring service AI, the music lessons AI, the health companies AI, the hospice companies AI. I could keep going. But when you go, hi, when the recording goes, hi, my name is da-da-da-da-da, your company's AI, how can I help you today? You stop the mental game that you're playing with your prospects and customers because they know it's an AI. So you acting like it's not just immediately puts a negative sentiment right in their brain. Let's talk about efficiency. Efficiency is great, but the over-automation of reputation is a killer. To be liked, use AI for speed, but you keep the human for the trust-building moments. Don't let your bots lose your soul. Here we go. Case in point. Today on LinkedIn, I get a message. This guy's selling AI. He's selling AI, saying we're going to do AI outreach on LinkedIn for you, blah, 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 right? And I go, hey, man, thank you for reaching out. I already got it, but thank you. Why I keep LinkedIn as human. I have a team. We do AI. We don't do AI. We do LinkedIn on the human side. It's a little bit slower, yes, but you don't get this. Right as soon as I responded this morning, he responded back, and I know it wasn't him. It was 100% a bot because it was wrong. It read like a bot. It sounded like a bot. I know it's a bot. And I even replied back to him like, listen, man, like you sound like a bot. Don't do that. This is the exact issue. I'm sharing you a personal story that happened this morning. This is the issue. You use AI for speed, and he's like, oh, well, I'm going to use AI for trust building. No, it would have been better for him to reply, maybe use AI for outreach, but when they reply back, you need to keep the human in the loop. So, adaptive branding, AI driving identity shifting in retail. A report published today by Retail Tech Innovation Hub details how brands are using AI to dynamically change their website's tone and imagery based on a visitor's sentiment and history. If a customer left a negative review in the past, the AI-driven adaptive brand automatically switches to a high empathetic, service-first interface to repair the relationship. Okay. Before you start going and asking your website people, hey, do you have this adaptive brand? The companies that are doing this are spending 6 figures a month, 5 figures, 6 figures a month on their website. I'm going to say this one more time. Before you ask your website people to do this, you need to hear these brands that are currently doing this are spending 5 to 6 figures per month on their website. This is in the very, very, very early adopter phase. This is not mainstream yet. So do not go to your website hosting company where you're paying $30 to $50 a month and think that they can do this. Okay? There's also a very high implementation period. Not only do you have to recode the website, but you have to train the AI. That takes time and it takes money. Well, Nick, trading in AI should be fast. How does it take money? You still have to pay for all that data being processed. You still have to pay to house the AI. There are things that you still have to pay for. It may not be on the human side, right? Great example is California raising minimum wage, and now it's all done by robots, right? But there's still an investment on that side. And hear me on this, that cost is only going to go up as more people start using these tools, supply, demand. So if you're not spending that kind of money, just wait. It's going to come to you at a lower price point. We're still in the early adopter phase. Now, let's talk about this for the big companies. This is legit the ultimate reviews into revenue. Why? Because we know that the person had a negative experience, or we know the person had a positive experience. And this is exactly what they're using, right? Using the AI to recognize the detractor moments and the positive moments means that when they come back to your site, the brand is changing and updating based on the person. This is so important. This is why it's so important to collect those Google reviews. This is why it's so important to collect the Trustpilot and the Yelp and all the other things. Reviews. Here we go. Are you ready? I'm gonna give you a little bit of gold right now. Reviews are the only comments, are the only engagement that is 100% read by the other side. If they leave a review and you respond, it is 100% read by the other side. Jennifer, you're going to have to wait until I'm done with this show. All right. Next we have the build trust. Here we go. Do you guys remember when you could buy followers? You could actually still do it. You could buy followers on Instagram. You can buy followers on Facebook. You can buy followers on TikTok. You can also buy likes. You can also buy comments. And you can buy reviews. That is coming to a close. The no fakes momentum, protecting personal brands and their equity. The new legislative updates this week show that the No Fakes Act is gaining bipartisan stream, targeting AI, voice and likeness spoofing, and reviews. For marketers, this introduces a new governance layer where companies must now document likeness audits to prove that their AI brand ambassadors are not infringing on real-world personas or misappropriating human identity. The governance is not just about the data. It's about the brand's identity and integrity. If you're using AI avatars to represent your brand, you need to have a likeness paper trail where you're walking into a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. This is just the direction we're moving in. This was the Wild West, and now we are bringing it, we're creating framework around it. There is there's a company out there called the BBB. Maybe you've heard of them. They kind of fell by the wayside early 2000s. Early 2000s, honestly, 2000 to 2022, not really important, right? You didn't need a BBB. It's not like they were like pushing traffic to you. They actually having their branding on your website didn't really resonate with the younger audience because they don't even know what it is. Well, the BBB got bought, I believe, back in 2022, 2023. And the new company that came in said, we're going to make this relevant again. And one of the things they did is they got an agreement with Google going, hey, we're going to vet these companies. So when they need a Google business profile, you don't have to vet them. We've done it for you. What a great move. But there's also BBB national partners. And that part of the BBB, those are the people that are going in and helping with the regulation part of it to keep businesses accountable. Well, Nick, why do businesses need to be accountable? I'm so glad you asked. One word, Enron. And if you are too young to understand what that word means, go Google what happened to Enron. Now, granted, that was on the financial side, but you still need the accountability on the marketing side. All right, let's go to the next point. The right to be forgotten hits AI weights. A major legal forecast in April 2026 highlights a new conflict. Regulators are questioning if regulators are questioning if deleting a user's data from the database is enough if the data remains in the trained weights of the company's custom AI model. Ooh. This forces brands to implement a model-level privacy disclosure, a frontier in the new EEAT. I get it, right? Hey, client emails you, former client emails you, someone emailed you, goes, hey, will you please delete my information from the CRM? Will you please delete my data? You go, yes, of course, done. Delete it from the data, 3 keystrokes, right? 4. Let's just go with 4. But did you use that person's information in building your AI, in training your AI? Here we go. And do you know how to delete it from that training module? And then after you delete that person's information from the training module, do you have to retrain the AI? This is going to open up. Like, if you're a technical person and you're already working with this, I would love to interview you with this, because this is going to change a lot of things, and this is going to make a lot of people liable, because I guarantee you they don't know how to do this. Trust is becoming more technical. You can't just delete a record. You have to prove that the AI isn't remembering what you told it to forget. This standard of marketing governance is going to take some time, because yes, I'm sure the big companies have the technical people on staff that can take this apart. I'm not so sure that your smaller AI agencies are going to be able to do such the same, right? If you don't know who Jen Optima is, you need to write that down. No one is talking about citation rates yet. They're the first to really be going on this. And please hear me. This is the new way of SEO. This is the new way of GEO. This is the new way of getting found on digital. I remember back in the day, ready? I'm just going to date myself a little bit here. Back in the day, if you really get a photo on Facebook, you were winning. And then you had to do more photos. Then you had to drop a little video. Then you had to go long form video. Then you had to go live. YouTube was all long form video. They actually went backwards. They went the other direction. They started with long form video. Then they wanted shorts. And now you can post to YouTube the same way. And then you have the podcast. Long form, short form, audiograms. When you're creating content and you're distributing content, there's still three major ways that you have to do it. That part has not changed. What has changed is what each platform wants, because the more you give the platform, the more you use of their tools, right? Photos, audiograms, short videos, long videos. The more you use of their tools, the more the algorithm likes you and distributes you. If you are a content creator, or if you're like a content coordinator and you're working for a company or an agency, understand the value you bring to the table. This takes time. Even with all the tools that we have access to, it still takes time. It is hilarious to me when people use Opus to create their shorts and you're watching their short and it cuts off like right in the middle of whatever they were talking about. Like you just trusted Opus to make the cut perfect? No, you still have to keep the human in the loop. The tools have changed. The technical expertise has changed. But at the end of the day, you marketers, you're not going anywhere. We need you. We just need you to learn the new tools. So, hey, thank you guys for joining me on the show today. I hope you learned something about the way the AI is moving. It is just an absolute honor to have you be part of this and be on this journey with me in the direction that we're all going in. If you are interested in AI reputation management, if you are hearing this and go, I need to get my company up and running on this, please go to www.kinetic, Kinetic curve.com. And on kineticcurve.com, you can actually fill out a form. It will give you a free assessment so you know exactly where you're standing with all this. This time now, if you're a small to medium-sized business, this time now is where you build your foundation. You have to build the foundation now so you can scale it as we get to Q3 of 2026, Q4 2026, and into 2027. Now is the time to build that foundation. Let us do it for you. If you'd like to become a guest and come join me over here, please go to nickgartside.com. That is literally my name.com. It was an honor to spend a little time with you, and I hope you have a great day.